Thank you for taking a few moments to watch this presentation on how we plan to fight graffiti in Woodhaven. It's a 5-point plan. We believe we have a winning formula that we'd like to introduce to you. The first point of this plan is a good old-fashioned graffiti cleanup where we go around with paint cans and we paint items such as the green mailboxes, the blue mailboxes, and the silver light poles. These are public items that we're allowed to go ahead and paint. And you can see it looks a lot nicer once something's been painted. The traffic control boxes also we can go and paint. And here's the thing, we can paint it. You can see there it's a nice sunny day. We can go ahead and paint it in broad daylight, whereas those that deface these public items have to do it under cover of darkness. That's part one of the plan. We're going to be having future graffiti cleanups on weekend mornings. You go out and spend an hour, hour and a half cleaning up. You can get a lot done in a short period of time. Let us know if you're interested and we'll include you in our plans in a future graffiti cleanup. That's point one. Point two is 311 calls. We recently had a fundraiser where we asked residents of Woodhaven to walk around and call in different 311 items, different violations, different things they saw, call them into 311. And one of the top items that were called in were residential graffiti complaints, such as this. This is graffiti that we can't clean up. So we called this into 311. This was the beginning of April, end of March, beginning of April. And within 5 weeks, it was cleaned up. Here we are on Woodhaven Boulevard, this place right here. You can see the doorway there, cleaned up. Here's a nice garage and wall, all defaced with graffiti. Boom. Look how much nicer that looks. And, for folks that don't want to walk around with the paint or can't walk around with the paint, you can do this without even lifting a finger. Look at the difference. Look at this nice brick wall that someone has. Someone comes along and defaces it. We call 311 and boom, look how nice that looks. Here's another example. Nice white fence, white garage door, all defaced. Look how much nicer that looks. Nice white wall defaced. Again, look how much nicer. Look, these were all called in by volunteers for the Woodhaven Residents Block Association to 311, and they were cleaned within a couple of weeks. Look at this wall. I mean, a really nice wall, and boom, look at that. Doesn't that look so much nicer? Now here's the thing. We would like our members, our residents, to pledge to make one 311 call per week. Now, we've shown, we have a recording that you can make one of these calls in less than 4 minutes. So we're just asking people to make that pledge, one 311 call per week on residential graffiti. If we can get 10 people to make that pledge, that is 10 requests for graffiti cleanup each week. That's 40 requests for a graffiti cleanup each month, and that's 480 requests per year. That's only with 10 pledges. I'm sure we could do better than that. What if we had 25 pledges? That's 25 requests for graffiti cleanup per week. That's 100 requests per month, and that's 1,200 requests per year. And what if we managed to get 40 residents, just 40 residents to pledge 4 minutes per week? That's 40 requests per week. That's 160 requests for graffiti cleanup per month. That's 2,080 requests per year. That is a whole lot of cleanup of graffiti, and all it would cost you is 4 minutes per week. You certainly see graffiti on someone's house every time you walk to and from the bus or to the avenue. Just jot down the address and call it in once per week, 4 minutes, and look at the impact we can have. Again, you saw those pictures. You saw the impact we already had. Please join us on this. And this is what we want you to do. We have this sheet here. We handed out a bunch at our last meeting, but we're also going to make this available through email or put it up online. And you can print this out. And if you don't have a copy, you can just go ahead and print this one out. And each time you call in, if you call and you make your pledge to do one call per week, you can go ahead and you can enter your 311 number here. You can enter your address, and you can enter the date reported. Graffiti complaints are usually starts with a G, and there's usually five digits. You would put in your address, Just making a phony address up here. Don't want to offend anyone. And then you would put in the date reported. As simple as that. So you call it in, you write your 311 number, you write the address, you write the date reported, and then what you do is you send us the info. You email it to info@woodhaven-nyc.org, or you can even call it in to 718-296-3735, and if no one answers, just leave a message. And this way we can start building a database of all of the graffiti complaints that we've made and the ones that we expect to get cleaned up. Certain complaints that you call into 311, the Department of Sanitation is not going to be able to clean up. They don't go over a certain height, like they won't go up on a second floor or something, and that's where we can call in. There is a program that is sponsored by Councilman Eric Ulrich and the Greater Woodhaven Development Corporation, and if we report it to them, they will get it cleaned. So we can go to 311 for all of the regular easy ones, and we can save the program that Eric Ulrich and Greater Woodhaven has for the tougher ones. The fourth point of our plan is what's going on in Jamaica Avenue. If you drive down Jamaica Avenue at night and you see all the rolled down gates, you see the graffiti. You see graffiti in other places along Jamaica Avenue. That is the responsibility of the Woodhaven Business Improvement District, and we need to gather all that information and we need to report it to them. And finally, the fifth item here, we're going to need some cooperation from our police on this one, is that anytime a criminal is caught, anytime someone is caught committing an act of graffiti vandalism, we need to make sure that the district attorney's office knows that we're paying attention. Because, you know, two guys were caught, one on Forest Parkway, one on Atlantic Avenue. They were arrested. They were brought into the courthouse, and they got an ROR, released on their own recognizance. They were released. They caught these guys. The police caught these guys graffiti on Forest Parkway and Atlantic Avenue, and they were released. We got to make sure that doesn't happen. So that's the 5-point plan right there. It's a comprehensive plan. There's never one solution to any problem. Sometimes you need a number of different solutions at once. This is what we've come up with. We'd love your participation, especially with the graffiti cleanup, but particularly the 311 calls. We can get a lot done.